Haya. Vijana we.
What makes a president?
Raila Amollo Odinga.
Is it the title or the trust? The office or the heart that carried the people's hopes?
In full realization of the high calling, assume the office of the People's President of the Republic of Kenya. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the people and the Republic of Kenya, that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Kenya as by law established, and all other laws as adopted by the people of Kenya. That I will protect, uphold sovereignty, integrity, and dignity of the people of Kenya. So help me God.
On October 15th, 2025, Kenya fell silent.
Fellow citizens, it is with deep sorrow that I inform the nation of the passing on of the Right Honorable Raila Amollo Odinga, our former Prime Minister, Kenya's foremost statesman, and one of Africa's greatest sons.
The man who walked through detention, betrayal, and ballots, the man called Baba, had taken his final rest.
The king is dead, but long live the crown.
And on October 19th, the nation buried not just a leader, but a chapter of its soul. I am Opati Samuel.
Choge Joey! 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 Mwanangu jali haina kinga, asaini hapo ni Mola Mwenyezi, ilinguruma likoni ikatiririka, walipasinja wote walifilia baharini, tuliona hayo kwa herini, tuliona hivyo kwa herini.
Born to a father who fought for independence, Raila inherited not just a name, but a fire.
Tulikuwa marafiki sana. Alitupenda sisi kama watoto wake. Mingi akiwa akienda kwa mikutano ya kisiasa alikuwa anaenda na sisi. Na wakati wa likizo yeye alikuwa anatuchukua akienda kwenye ziara yake. Mbeleni unajua yeye alikuwa ni mfanyabiashara.
From a lecturer to a political detainee, he faced cell walls more than once. Accused, exiled, silenced, yet never broken.
You were detained for the first time. What was your first night in detention like? What was going on through your mind? What did you do? How did you sleep? What did you eat? What was going on when you were first incarcerated?
You know, I was not detained immediately.
There was
when I was arrested, I was first charged with treason, and I spent 6 months in committee, remand prison, coming to the court every 2 weeks for the mention. But after those 6 months, eventually the state realized they did not have evidence against me. So they entered a nolle prosequi. When they entered a nolle prosequi, then decided to detain me. We were released in the court, taken down to the cells, released, and then when we came out, and at the gate there, we were rearrested, and then taken to Langata police station, kept there the whole night. Around midnight, we were brought to Nairobi area police station, where we were served with the detention orders, then transferred back to committee, this time in a different block. So that's now started my detention career.
So during Committee 1, your first experience, what was that like?
Well, the first, in the remand, of course we just remand, but we were called capital remandees, meaning that it is a charge that carries a mandatory death sentence. So you walk here with a red C on your chest, wearing those prison capturas. In those days they didn't have trousers.
Which means potentially you could have been on death row.
I was basically on death row. I was on death row. That place. People were not allowed to come and see you. You are isolated from the rest of other remandees, and you are kept in the cells for 23 hours out of 24. You're only allowed out for half a quarter of an hour in the morning, again half an hour at lunch, and again a quarter of an hour again in the afternoon. So most of the times you are in the cells, and you're not receiving any visitors. Then we are now transferred to the detention camp. Here for the first time, at first we were 3 in the detention camp, and we stayed like that for about 9 months, after which we were separated. One of us was released, but the 2 of us were now separated. So I now remained alone. That started my solitary confinement.
And during this time, Mr. Odinga, and the years that followed, all those long periods of detention and so on, your family must have been quite under, a lot of, strain. Were you able to do the ordinary things that, a parent does, like, attending your children's graduation, speaking to their, their class teachers?
No, you are a detainee. First, the communication with your family is fairly restricted. The little communication takes too long. Like, if you write a letter formally, if they write you a letter, it will take 6 months to reach you. So a Christmas card you'll be receiving in June. Then sometimes you get communication, like when my mother died, for example. My family sent me a telegram to inform me that my mother had passed on. And they kept this telegram for a long, they never gave it to me. But of course a friend of mine who was also detained had received the information, but then he had communicated via the way of underground communication. So I had known. Now when this Askari came to eventually now break the news to me, at first he was looking at my reaction, if I would be shocked, because otherwise we'd know that somebody had told me. So when he came to tell me, I artificially burst into tears.
So you had to be a bit dramatic.
Yeah, too dramatic just to me, but I had known about it a long time ago. My brother had asked that I should be allowed to go and bury my mother, but they were telling me 3 months later, yet they received the telegram immediately that my mother had passed on. Okay.
Were you allowed for the burial?
Never. I mean, they're telling me 3 months after the event. So how would you attend the burial?
While others chased comfort, he chased change. He wasn't just part of history, he was the storm that shaped it.
Wale waoga! Wale waoga! Wale waoga! Leo wametuma majambazi katika shamba ya Uhuru Kenyatta kule Madini. Halo, vile wametuma watu katika kiwanda changu kule Spectre. Sawa, hiyo ni kitendo ya ujambazi na ujinga, upumbavu. Si upumbavu hiyo?
We launch a campaign of defiance of peaceful picketing, peaceful protests, boycotts, strikes, disobedience, peaceful petitions, peaceful sit-ins, and peaceful demonstrations, and it begins today and now. We also urge the victims of retrogressive policies of this illegitimate regime, including workers, doctors, teachers, nurses, lecturers, students, and the business community to join this political revolution and movement for change. We are stronger together. As your leaders, we commit to fight, resist, and defy this illegitimate regime side by side with you until our voices are heard and respected. We recognize that only through hardship and sacrifice can our cries be heard and acted on. We will be with you to the bitter end. It is action time. Let us all come out, whether wherever we are, to make our voices heard and respected.
5 times the ballot called his name. 5 times the promise slipped away. Each election, a new hope. Each loss, a deeper wound. And yet, Raila rose again and again, not because he loved power, but because he loved Kenya. History may call him opposition leader, but to millions, he is and will always be Baba, the people's president.
Tuko mawindoni tena. Agoye nasema ati baba alisema hako ni risasi moja. Hii risasi bado sijatumia. Nilitumia mshale, risasi ilibaki. Sasa lakini mimi najua barabara yetu na mshale itakutana tu.
Haya, vijana we, jeshi forward march, jeshi about turn, jeshi fire, vijana fire. Nataka kutuma ujumbe kwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Nasema Uhuru Kenyatta, wacha bla bla bla. Nobody can stop reggae.
Nobody can stop reggae. Nobody.
We must be iron like a lion in Zion.
I'm gonna be iron like a lion in Zion.
Siwaski! Tunaenda Canaan. Tumefika kwa mto Jordan. Sasa tunashika mamba. Tunavuka mto Jordan. Tuingie Canaan. Mko tayari? Tulikuwa tuambie watu wetu tunaenda Canaan. Lakini tulipofika kwa mto Jordan tukapata mamba pale.
When the nation broke apart, he chose peace over pride. The handshake with his rival was more than a truce. It was a father's final attempt to heal a house divided. Some called it betrayal, others called it wisdom, but everyone knew only Raila could do it.
I believe strongly
that no matter our disagreements, our visions and disappointments, we have to have a country first. We may hold as lofty visions, as we wish, but without a country to implement the ideas, they will remain mere wishes and defiled dreams. An imperfect nation making efforts to become a more perfect union is preferable to a nation that went under.
When he was gone, the world stood still. From Nairobi to Lagos, Washington to Tanzania, leaders spoke.
When you had quiet moments with him, he was very warm, and he never talked about anything else other than the good of the country.
If Raila had had an opportunity to become president, maybe we'll have had an indelible impact on the shape of our country.
Tukimaliza huu wakati wa kuomboleza, bado sauti na uzito wa Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga bado utakuwa.
That was a person whose mind was not limited.
Tulimjua kwa majina tofauti tofauti, Agwambo, Jacob, Tinga, lakini kama Wakenya kutoka kona zote tulimjua na tukamheshimu kama baba.
But one thing that he kept on repeating to me is that we must urge Kenyans to live in peace.
Choirs sang.
Round the Bay of Mexico, where the sun shone daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship. When I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But
it's sad to say I'm on my way. I won't be back for many a days. My heart is down, my head is spinning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town.
tulimpoteza baba taifa, moyo watu, sauti ya haki, Raila Odinga, jina lako halitafutika, umiacha lamya.
Kikumbuka mtu tulikuwa pamoja, anakuambia kwamba mimi sitakuona tena, lakini kama mimi naenda, salimu watu wangu, salimu wa Kenya, mimi nakufa, lakini mimi nakufa kwa niaba ya Wakenya.
Round the Bay of Mexico, where the sun shone daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship. When I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But
it's sad to say I'm on my way. I won't be back for many a days. My heart is down, my head is spinning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town.
And the crowds filled the streets. They mourned a man who never ruled but led millions. A man who never wore the crown but carried the cross. Kenya had lost a politician. Africa had lost a son.
To the world, you were known by many names. When you were growing up, they used to call you Aluo. And then when you started work, they started calling you Jaramogi's son. And at some point, they started to call you Tinga. At another point, they started to call you Agwambo. Briefly there, they called you Nyundo. They called you Jacom. They called you Baba Fidel. But in the end, they called you Baba. To me, you were simply dead. A man whose presence froze rooms around the world.
On October 19th, the drums of Bondo beat one last time. Tears fell like rain, songs rose like prayers, and the sun set over the lake. The people whispered, "Farewell, Baba."
Fly my friend, goodbye my friend. Fly my friend, goodbye my friend. Oh, fly my friend. Oh, goodbye my friend. Oh, fly my friend.
He may have never sat in State House, but in every village, every street, and every heart that still believes in justice, Raila lives on. Because some presidents rule from offices, others rule from memory, and the legends, they never die. I am Obati Samuel.
Round the Bay of Mexico, where the sun shone daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship. When I reached Jamaica, I made a stop, but I am sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a days. My head is down, my head is turning around. I had to let a little girl in Kingston town.